Anyway, that one just got.
This penny just dropped on that one there.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah, if you just want to introduce yourselves and...
Okay.
Oh, what are you in there?
Hello, this is the famous Smart Butcher.
And this is the famous Howard plant.
Yeah. Okay, I've known you quite a while, and I've seen you rise from obscurity and all the good work that you're doing in Blackpool, all the charity work you do, especially Amazing Grace. I'm here today, we're talking about different things.
Yeah.
Right?
But can we just, before we go on to that,
Go on.
can I just ask about you? Because I'll be honest, I've had a few messages and a few people, obviously I have people say things all the time, a few people have been on about that you know, you've got plans for the building to knock it down and turn it into a car park. Now I know that's not the truth because I've seen the plans you've got. But before we get into that, I was just wanting to ask you, is it okay if we ask who you are?
Yeah.
And what, you know...
My name's Howard Plant, came to Blackpool as a young boy, and I walked into town with no shoes on, and a pair of them little
The black
plimsolls that I told you about.
Yeah.
Never had 2 buttons in my pocket or anything, and just basically put the hours in. I worked long and hard, and a lot of people don't think I work. Most of my work goes on up in here. And I've actually done quite well for myself over the years. I've been relatively successful, especially compared to a lot of people.
Yeah, we've watched.
I'm lucky. I've been helped by a lot of people, and they've helped me because of, you know, I give my word on something, and usually, you know, I get thanked for it, and they've helped me. I've been lucky in a lot of ways.
Would you class yourself as like an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am an entrepreneur.
So let me just ask you then straight up, because this is the big question that everybody's got. That a lot of people are interested in the Harte's building, and they've seen what's been going on with some of the videos that Scott Benton put out, and you know there's been some local politicians, including myself, focus on that in the last elections, and a lot of people have been chatting about it. Okay. And because they've seen what you've done in the past with your business models, where you've torn down buildings and put car parks there, which is a business model, a fair one, that's made you money, and nobody's complaining about that.
A derelict bakery.
No, nobody's complaining.
No, I know.
That's not the point, though.
In the past, there's been churches, unfortunately, that have been beyond repair, and they've been stood empty for a long time.
But is that where the reputations come from then?
Yeah, a bakery. There's been a couple of churches that, you know, I've since bought, knocked down, made into car parks, sold. Yeah. There was a big bakery, a local bakery, knocked down, made it into a car park because it was a bakery next to hotels, and you needed a
car park's better than a derelict building.
With a derelict building. Now, regarding the Harte's building, which is
that's the question I wanted to ask you, the big question. Are you going to pull down the Harte's building and build a car park? Because that's what's being said.
Okay. I acquired the Harte's building 5 years ago. And I recognised that Waterloo Road and the likes of Notriani's, McDonald's, I shouldn't drop these names, the businesses there were in dire need of a car park. Across the road from the Harte's building, there were a building at that time, the Easy Hotel with 98 bedrooms. Yeah. So you had a location, a derelict building, that literally was derelict when I bought it. I didn't make it like that. I haven't been able to touch it for 5 years.
Because you've been blamed for that as well,
I've been blamed for that. We'll get to that in a minute. So I identified a 98 bedroom hotel with 6 parking spaces. I identified McDonald's round the corner, which I couldn't get in today because they were queuing out the door. No parking whatsoever, apart from a few spaces on the street. Then you've got Notriani's, the best ice cream place in the country, where they queue down the street because of its notoriety. And I see this building, and I think to myself, as a businessman, that would make a fantastic car park.
Right.
I bought the property, right?
Yeah.
And I'm really lucky that I didn't take a loan on it or anything. I was fortunate enough that I had funds available. I bought it, and then my troubles began with the local authority, because they said this building is a locally listed building and we want you to restore it. right?
Okay.
All right,
So this is the Labour Council.
unfortunately, yeah. And I said, look, this is too far gone. We're talking about. I can show you pictures of it, but the place, if you look inside, honestly, this place looks like an Airbnb 5-star accommodation compared to inside there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is beautiful compared to there.
I've seen it through the windows.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull it down and turn it into a car park, Howard?
No. I would like to, but I applied for planning permission for a car park and it took 18 months to get the first refusal.
Okay.
What made me laugh is he said, you need a bat survey. So there's no bats. Well, you need a bat survey, so I spent them plenty of dollar getting the bat survey. Guess what?
I remember
no
that.
bats.
No bats.
No bats.
So did somebody spot a bat though?
No bats.
Okay.
No bats.
So that
only,
was the
only
first
batty
one.
people from the council.
And how much did that one cost?
Getting into the thousands.
Thousands
Then-
on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, because
After 18 months refusal?
I got refused, then I
Yeah.
appealed to the planning inspectorate for
I
a
see.
second shot at it, which
All right.
you're allowed.
Standard.
The planning inspectorate came along and said this is basically a landmark location, and although the building was beyond repair, because she actually viewed the building, she says it's beyond repair, economical
Okay.
repair, it's going to have to have something done with the site. However, it can't be a car park because of its location. She wanted something substantial to, in my belief, it's to kickstart the regeneration of this Bond Street
Yeah.
with the 30, 40 empty shops that are next door to it.
Yeah.
Now I remember when they said
Before
to
you
me,
go on, just before you go on,
Okay.
I just want to catch up on what you've said.
oh, the bat surveys, they're the best.
So we're at 18 months into this.
Yeah.
You've had your bat survey.
That's expired, I
The
need
first-
another one.
The first refusal came
Yeah.
at 18 months. And
Yeah.
then I want to sort of get, so people understand
Okay.
it, right, without the whole story.
So the planning
So-
inspectorate took approximately another year.
So that's
Yeah.
nearly 3 years on the
I'm
second one.
Yeah, I'm nearly getting into the third year of ownership. So
Right.
the planning inspector said, you need another bat survey.
After the
Right.
first bat survey got,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't need.
Yeah, no
You're
bats.
joking me.
No, I had to have another one because time had expired.
Okay.
Maybe bats had moved in, I didn't know. Anyway, we got
Did you find
another.
any bats on the second one?
No bats.
And each time the bat surveys costing
Cause,
you.
yeah, anyway. So the third time now,
Yeah.
we've been told categorically we can't knock it down, make it into a car park. That's fine,
Right,
okay.
okay.
But I'm a car park man.
All right.
So now I've got to do something with this site. So
Yeah.
I tried to contact the council. Well, unfortunately, it's very difficult. And you say, well, if you pay us the fee conversation, we have a conversation of what we'll possibly do with it. We'll tell you, you have to pay us £540, £580 to speak to us. I paid the £500 and odd pound.
That's okay. On the
Yeah.
top of the two surveys.
Nobody will speak to me.
And you still can't get a conversation.
Didn't get the conversation. That
After
the letter,
paying the money?
after paying the money, they said, what we want you to do is write a letter in expressing what you'd like to do with the building, right,
Yeah.
after you've knocked it down, and then we'll say yes or no. So I'll say, well, what if I write in and say I want this, and you say no? Do I have to pay then another 500 and odd pound for you to say, no, we don't want a dental surgery there, we don't want a doctor's
Yeah.
surgery there, we don't want a block of apartments
Does
there.
does it feel like they're against you?
Do you know,
Does it, or is it just you?
no,
Does your face not fit? Because I'll tell you this, so and I know the local area really well, like
Yeah.
you do.
yeah.
So there's a hotel just down the road, little less than 200 yards down the road, Promenade Hotel,
Yeah.
called the Old St Chad's. Now I know you've had that building languishing there for longer than they
Yes,
took
owned
that
it,
building
yeah.
down and put the plans in and had the plans passed for that hotel,
yes.
for a 7-storey hotel. So I'm just trying to
I'm
understand the
curious.
comparison.
I'm curious.
Why is it that you've been left languishing for years and years and years, having to pay thousands and thousands in fees when this hotel got passed and it's in the same...
Better than that, I can tell you a better one.
Right.
Uh,
Just answer me that. Does it feel like to you
it feels like
that they're against you, the Labour
it feels
Council?
like that I've upset somebody.
And because you're a local entrepreneur
Yes.
and you're a developer and
Yes.
you're successful.
Yes.
But you haven't upset anybody. You've brought
No,
lots of the town.
I've never upset anybody. I've never given anybody a brown envelope.
You
I've
can
never
be a bit
upset
grumpy.
anybody. Oh yeah, yeah.
You're well
I can
known.
tell really bad jokes.
You're well known to be a little bit grumpy, aren't you?
I say it as it is. I'm a bit like you. I believe that the truth. I believe that if you speak the truth, you can never be caught out. If you tell it them as it is, and sometimes they don't like it as it is. They don't like reality.
I know it's going to run over
Can I beat that one? Can I beat that one about that hotel?
Yeah. But I just need to get to the end.
Let's get to it then. There's a building down here. It was called National Tyres, and it was literally, right. I applied for planning permission for the Hartes building. At the same time, the people bought National Tyres.
Yeah, I remember that.
Same time.
Yeah.
And
that's now a car park.
that had planning up. They bought it. They applied for planning. I don't know about the BAT survey done on that, because it took me a while to get mine. I don't know about the asbestos survey, but anyway, it was gone. It was demolished, it was flattened, a planning permission was applied for, it was granted, even though it was on a really, really bad corner.
I know, with respect.
And now, it's open, it's been open, and I'm still waiting. My planning permission was in before they even bought that place.
Yeah.
And now they're open as a car park, and it's identical location-wise on Bond Street, except mine's at Waterloo Road, that's at Osborne.
But you can't really compare that building with respect to the Hartes building. I think people love the Hartes building because of the history. The history of it.
Now,
I remember going in there as a kid. We all do.
Well, I went in there. I
so
shopped in
you
there.
can't compare the old tyre building with Hartes building.
Well, let me put it to you like this. This is important, because anybody can buy a £20 note for £20. If I came to you and said, give me £21 for this £20 note, you'd say, why? I'll say, because it's clean, it's new. No, it's not. It's a scuffy old £20 note. I'll give you £19 for it. And you would happily do that deal, and I wouldn't. Now, the Hartes building, to repair the Hartes building to its original condition, because I got prices, it was close to £1 million.
So have you got the plans?
I've got the plans up there, £1 million. And do you know what would have happened if I spent £1 million restoring that building to its former glory? It would then be a beautiful, beautiful building, standing empty because nobody had rented it, nobody had wanted it, right? It would be useless. And how can I prove that? Because there's 40 shops next door to it, along the street, are all standing empty.
The thing is, Howard, it's an eyesore. It's people. We've got tourists getting off the train at Waterloo Station, walking down Waterloo Road and Bond Street, and it's an absolute eyesore. It's not good for the businesses that are there, the people that are trying to create businesses. It's like you're getting a lot of the stick because you're the developer. The thing is almost being pointed at you. So what have you got to say about that? Then?
Okay.
Why haven't you done so? Why isn't it sorted out?
I've got plans in. I've got the plans here. Before we go any further, this is Bond Street. I took a few pictures today.
Let's go a bit slower.
Sorry. And what I'm showing you now is all the empty and derelict shops on Bond Street. These are the neighbours. Okay, and we're talking about, there's couple of shops are open, I don't know how they're surviving.
I don't, but they are.
I don't. Anyway, if we go along this street, you can see the state of them. I'm on the wrong side of the street just now, I'm on whatever. But if we get in, I'm on the best side of the street. All these shops, I feel sorry for Taylor's.
Yeah.
Right? Taylor's Jeans, it's been there before I was born.
Long time. What about Melody House?
Yeah, it's gone.
My first album there.
Yeah. My brother Ian used to get all the records. So these are the buildings next to it. They're not really in the best of condition anyway.
No.
And this is Bond Street. So this needs something to start it off. It needs a development. I was there yesterday.
But let's go to your building. Let's just get on to that, because that is the thing that people really are interested in.
I want to do this. Obviously, I've got to find it.
No, I've seen the plans, so I'm ahead of the game. Really.
I'm trying to find it.
And we know those plans. This is your third attempt now, is it? Is it? Third attempt. And this is the plans for the shops, the flats, and the.
Okay.
All right.
You've seen the state of it. I'm going to just show you again, just so. This is the condition of it now. I didn't make it like this.
But people are blaming you for that, Howard.
Yeah, but the kids are in there every week vandalising it. It's not my fault, but the police don't do anything with them. Just tell them to get out. They're on the roof throwing slates off, smashing it up.
Right.
I've not done that. When I bought the building, it was going to get demolished anyway. Well, I was hoping so.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
Right.
I've showed you the new building there, but you can see
Okay.
the state of it.
Yeah.
And if I showed you inside, you'd be even more.
Well, no, get to the building. Your
Okay,
building. We'll run out of time out.
All right, sorry. This is what I'm hoping to do. Somewhere I'll find it. There.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. So just hold on.
I've got a better
Just
picture.
hold
Than
on.
that. I've got a better picture. That is not Triani's.
So that's what it would be. Can I just have a look?
Yeah, of course.
Can I just have a look?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Press
So,
that.
and I know it. Okay, I know. That's Waterloo Road. This would be shops at the front and cafes, I take it.
These are the apartments. Now,
Yeah.
these are not residential apartments because of the area. These are initially designed, and they're all 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. There's no 1 bedrooms. These
So-
are all family apartments.
Okay, so holiday apartments.
Holiday apartments. And
For
the reason-
tourists?
Yes, but they're
Okay.
all been designed for spec that if Blackpool dies a death,
Yeah.
eventually it could be residential, but
I
that's
see.
not the investment. The investment, and the man I've got involved, he wants to build Airbnb apartments, that type of thing, you
Okay,
know,
all right.
booking online. Now these
So-
two, these
So let me
row
ask.
shops there
Yeah.
is a restaurant, cafe, bistro. At
Excellent.
the end of it,
I
there's
bet the chap from Notre Dame is wanting it happening, isn't he?
yeah, of course.
And
It's been
what
be-
about all the businesses around South Shore? Are they pushing for it to go through?
I have not had one person from around that area be negative about it.
Okay.
The only negative I get
I need
is
to get-
online,
I
and
need-
they live in Preston and
I need-
Southport. And
What's the answer? So the question I've got, the big question, is why hasn't it been built?
I have no idea, mate. I've got a man that was from Manchester, came over yesterday, and we're talking about maybe close to £5 million development there. That's a £5 million pound development to get it all done and finished. It's got parking behind, underneath. It's got a garden area. It's got 23 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, and we're talking top spec. We're not
Yeah.
talking, you know, we're not talking about a house on Withnell Road that's been converted into 16 apartments when it
No.
was a 9-bedroom hotel. We're talking about proper large, beautiful apartments.
Now, you must know.
Brand new.
You must know why it's not happened. You've got the investment there. You've got the money to do it.
Oh,
You've
I
got
know
the
one
plans.
reason. I know one reason. It's the
You've put,
claiming.
it's the what, sorry?
One reason. Well, this is probably the last hurdle. They told me that to get this passed, I have to make a contribution to planting trees for net zero.
Oh, wait, well, what? Say that again.
Right.
Say
They
that
told
again.
me I've got to make a contribution towards the council because I can't plant trees on this site, and the contribution for the trees was £24,000.
What, will they be all round the building?
No, these will be in some area where the council dictate.
Oh,
However-
how much is that a tree?
It's £1,200 a tree, I think. Something. Hang on a second, it gets better. It's about £1,500 a tree, approximately.
So before let me just get this right, because I'm not sure I've understood it. Before they will allow your planning passed,
Yeah,
you have to buy 19 trees.
yeah. Well, you have to guarantee that you'll plant 19 trees. You'll pay for the planting of 19
That sounds
trees.
like blackmail, that.
That's what I did. That's what I thought. But you know what? I thought if it's going to get passed, I'll agree to it.
Okay,
So I agreed.
all right.
And then my planning consultant mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago that somebody in the office had made in the council office had made a slight mistake, slight miscalculation. It's actually £46,000. So it's £2,500
So it's gone
a
up.
tree. Yeah. It's over doubled. And I
Well-
thought to myself, I'm sure I've seen this in The Godfather or The Sopranos somewhere. You know, and I just thought, so you know what I said? Okay, I'll pay it. Tell them I'll pay it.
All right.
Because I've got a man that wants to build this.
Yeah.
He wants to invest. And I shouldn't say it on camera, I don't know why. Nearly £5 million in Blackpool.
Yeah.
It would be the
We need
catalyst.
that, don't we?
It would be the catalyst to completely convert.
Start South Shore.
Start South Shore,
Yeah.
Blackpool. It'd be like,
Yeah.
oh wow, look at that.
Yeah. So I'm going to finish on this. Have you got anything you want to finish on? Because I know that this is important. You can't go on for too long. People want to watch
I get it.
So I'm going to
If-
give you the last thing to say.
If And I have actually, I know it sounds stupid, and I have no idea why, but the odd person asked me if I wanted to get involved with politics and the running of politics.
Yes.
And I don't want to, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to, because sometimes I say things and people take it the wrong way. But
Join the club.
running the council, running the town, it's not an easy job, right? It
No.
isn't, because they get a lot of grief.
Of course. Yeah.
But the mistake a lot of people are making is, when you run a council, you're not Richard Branson, you're not one of the dragons, right? You're managing the town for the people that live here. And most of the time, the people that work up there, that got voted in and got jobs there and they made the way to the top, they run this town like it's their little game online, like they're building a little city online, and some of the things they come up with, they would never, my thing is if somebody does something, if you do something, right, if the council do something, they're doing it with our money, because we pay our rates.
Yeah.
Yeah? And the idea would be, and all I've got to say to him is, if that was your money, would you do that? And most of the time they go, not on your life. Are
Yeah.
you joking me?
No, what, 20 grand for 4 light bulbs or something like that?
Mental.
Yeah.
Absolute
That's
mental.
Well,
Building buildings for £100 million that could be built for 25 million. Building.
well, that's a
it's-
big issue.
Yeah.
The 7-storey office, 7-storey office building.
Yeah.
100 million, you could do a lot with 100. What?
It could.
Last question.
Go on then. Go on.
100 million quid in South Shore,
Yeah.
in Blackpool South, but for, primarily in the South Shore region
Yeah.
to regenerate the area that we live in. What would you do with it?
I'll tell you what I would do. Dead simple.
Yeah.
You've got all these empty shops, they're all derelict, nobody wants to be down here,
Yeah.
even the residents don't want to be around here. Dead simple.
Yeah.
You go to all the owners of the shops and you say, we will give you a grant as long as you use our builders, recognised,
Yeah.
authorised builders, and we will give you a grant and we want you to convert these properties like they've done in the town centre on Topping Street and Edward Street. We will pay you to do it. And if you can't afford it, you don't pay any rates for 10 years. But you've got to
And then what?
end up with this. And then that'll improve the property. And all the hotels, people don't come to Blackpool anymore because they don't want to stay in a 12-bedroomed or 13-bedroom, 14-bedrooms where they share a bathroom at the end of the hall
No.
with 15 other people.
No.
They want to go like they get in Spain and France and Italy and wherever, Turkey. They want a 5-star accommodation where they got their own little bathroom and their own little toilet and a beautiful lounge. They want quality nowadays and they're prepared to pay for it. I came to Blackpool a long time, 45 years ago, okay? I stayed in a hotel and it was £8 for the night.
Yeah.
And I
It's
went
not
down.
gone up much. Only
No,
12
I went
now.
down the street. I'll tell you the road. It was Hull Road. I stayed in that.
Yeah.
Right? I got my first parking ticket on Hull Road because I overslept. That same hotel, I drove past it about 2 or 3 years ago. I had a sign in the window, £10 after
Yeah.
45 years.
Gone up 2 quid.
Gone up 2 quid.
Well, that
They
says
can't
everything.
even clean the sheets for that.
No.
What we want is this hotel that they're building on the prom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
More of that.
We need more
Except
4-star, 5-star
not 7
hotels.
stories high.
Well, maybe not 7, but why? What's
Well,
wrong with that? These people
because
are
there's
investing a
nothing
lot
7
of money.
stories high.
Yeah, but
And
these people are investing a lot of money.
Yeah.
You go to Manchester now, the 30, 40.
We don't want to
floors
block the view of the tower. Anyway,
No,
listen.
I know we don't.
Howard?
But one last thing, I
Yeah.
need you to tell you this. This town has got, what, a couple of 100,000 bedrooms, yeah?
Yeah.
B&Bs, not fit for purpose. I can take you to half a dozen now. I promise you now, you wouldn't allow your dog to go in the hotel, never mind
Yeah, but
sleep
there's
there.
been nothing invested here.
Exactly.
That's why.
So what you need to do is you need to get these hotels cold. So if you've got a hotel that's got 12 or 24 bedrooms, the council need to say to them, we want you to make this 24-bedroom hotel, we want you to make it 12 or 14 bedrooms en suite. This 10-bedroom hotel, we want it 5 apartments or 5 en suite, beautiful rooms. Up the game.
Yeah.
And then cull all the places that should be closed down.
Yeah.
And then invite the big boys to come to this town and say, we want you to build a 7-story hotel, not maybe obstructing the tower, we want you to build a 100-bedroom hotel, quality, where people come
Well, that's happening.
from around
It's
the
happening.
world. It
It's
is
already
happening,
happening.
it is happening, but I won't be around to see the end game.
No.
It's taking too long. And
What's your hopes then? Aspirations for the Hartes building? What's your hopes?
I want that to get planning permission.
Yeah.
I sell it to this chap,
Yeah.
and he builds it. Well, actually, we're going to do a slight joint venture. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't blame you.
that's the deal. We
So get the plans passed.
get the plans
and make the
passed
building.
and make it move.
And then will you let me know, will you keep me updated on any movement in that so I
Course
can
I will.
keep people tuned
Course I
in?
will.
Because Howard, look, I've known you a long time.
Yeah,
I've got respect for you, I know what you do, you're a businessman, you get things done.
I try
We
to.
need people in this town like you.
Yeah,
We don't want to making it hard for you. We're supposed to be encouraging our entrepreneurs. We should be assisting you. We should be giving you credit for what you've done so far.
thank you.
And we should also be helping you to achieve what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
Because we need developers, we need money men, we need people who are willing to stick their neck out
Yeah,
and make these buildings happen. You've already done it with other buildings. We know what you did with the Apollo building. If it wasn't for you, that would have been crumbling by now probably
Yeah.
as well.
that would.
So I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
Some people who know you see it. So I wish you well, Howard, and
Thank
you
you.
know I really hope that you get this passed, and this is the beginning of the major renovation that we're going to have here in Blackpool South.
There is something I have to say. You can't just blame. I'm annoyed with Blackpool Council and the planning department
Yeah.
because of the dragging it so
Yeah,
long.
so
But you
we'll-
cannot necessarily blame just that one council. Most of the councils around the country.
Yeah.
are
We need
struggling.
a brand new overhaul of
Yeah.
the planning scene, right? Not just in Blackpool, right across the whole country.
I tell you another
And
thing.
the other thing that's doing is stopping people from building. This
There-
interview could go on all day and
Yeah.
all night, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thanks for your time, and good luck anyway.
Thanks, Howard.
Good luck.